Kia ora panau kuya ora to yerua. Ko cowboy ay dito ko nyua. Tahi, rua, turu, fa, rima, uno, fito, waro, iwa, ikaw. So, how are you guys? Good evening. We're here now in our pen of our the calves. So this is a calf barn. So I want calves in here. So the first lots that we keep is already like we start keeping them in 5th of June. So they are like 2 weeks old now. So there they are. So not only tahi, not only turu, not only fa, not only rima, but what's in here is the composition of kutahira, waro, tikaw, marima. So that's 185. So I got 85 in here in this barn, and I got 100 in the other barn up there. So today we already complete our replacement calves. So we only need to keep like this one here wants to play, right? We only needs to keep like 160 here, but to be able to cut down also the expenses of breeding, we keep 25 Jersey bulls to make a swap. Like if they become one and a half, or there will be 18 months, we can swap them with the 18 months old also bulls from other farms. So we're not buying, we're just like swapping. Evening Pinoy Cowboys NZ. We're like trying to show some illustration to back up the topic that we're tackling tonight. So just like to put a reminder first that I'm not a scientist, so I'm just like an agriculture practitioner, and I'm doing science while I'm working. So some hypotheses and some myths that I trying to connect each other, and with a base of self experience and practical and theoretical experience and data that I gathered here in our farm. So I'm working as an operation manager in Denise Brothers Limited. So I'm responsible of the financials and the operations of the farm. So I just like to make points about how we attain the early HEIFER replacement complete within just like we're in our, like I will show you that calving that we got. So our due date is the 5th, but it happened that we already start in the like late of June. Some of the cows are just like calved earlier, but yeah, if this is the old cows, this is the Artus. So this is our totals and this is our percentage in here. So if the due date is 5th, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16, we're in the 16th day of our calving, and we're already like 45%. So it makes sense because last time I make photos and videos that we like submit 91% of our cows in breeding in EB, and it turns out that in the scanning we got 6.3 empty rate with 89% 6 week in calves. So well, we can see we are just like in the second week and we're already 45%. So it makes sense that that data will show that it's really like happening. So in 45% of our calving, we already got our replacement calves. So our calve to keep is like a HEIFER calve. It's supposed to be like 18% of our total number of cows. So that's the total number of our cows in here, 160. So it's 60. It's 60 times, that's 154. If, we will see eaten, but you know, I keeping 160. So I already say it in other video that like we're keeping 160 heifers and 25 bulls for replacement bull too. So we achieved 160 within just 16 days of calving. So we start keeping them in the 5th. So we didn't keep the thingy up there. So if there's 387 calver, so 387 calver, 387 divided by 2 equals, so that's 193 supposed to have 193 if we like saying 50-50, 50% male, 50% female. But you know, there's a certain counts of artos also in here that we didn't pick up their calves. So we're just like picking up the calves of the cows. So we will see, like it's really a big achievement to having that calf within that short term of time. Like why we're trying to do this, and why we consider this as a big achievement when we hit that target replacement earlier. So in the farm we got KPIs. So my main KPI in here is like I tackling like the best, or the number one that I'm like look after is like I should be like low cost production. So I can produce the product with the low cost or low input. Then the second is the training plans. So we get training plans up there. And why I put training plans and KPI? So as I been in industry, a lot of guys saying that the main driver of the production is the system that they are trying to run, and how they invest money on it. But for me, it's the people. You will not train the people how to do the job and how to be efficient and effective, then the cost of production will getting high. So for me, I will claim that it's not the system who's like making this farm like progress and earn that much. That's the extra effort of the guys that working in here. So in training plans, that covers training about people, training about pasture, training about cows, training about the assets. And speaking of cows, because we're tackling the breeding and how to keep that early HEIFER replacement. So we're talking about stockmanship, we're talking about breeding, we're talking about animal health, we're talking about feeding, and we're talking about genetics. Speaking of breeding, that's the one that we're trying to tackle tonight, to try to expand and explain, not really the scientific finding about it, because I'm not a scientist, but in my like practical experience, it's really happening. So the other thing in KPIs is capital development. So we're doing capital development. We're like making a pasture harvest, and we're like aiming the EBIT. So we're like this farm is the EBIT of this farm is like way far from the other farm that we can like make a benchmark. So it end up this year with like 4,800 plus EBIT per hectare. So earning before interest and tax per hectare. So that's how we earn. So we're really like doing very well. And to have an good performance and understanding about it, figure to figure, we need to understand what we are really doing. So we're talking about how we did to keep that much of carb within just 16 days. So the thing is like, it's all about understanding and it's all about experience. So I get an understanding about breeding, about the what we call we call the ESTRUOS cycle, and the science backing up on it and behind it. I try to like just try to apply it by experience, so I can explain you like a graph or a drawing about the ESTRUOS cycle, that like it will like also like give us an understanding how this breeding happened. So we'll like I will like start to explain that ESTRUOS cycle is composed by 4 parts of cycle. Like there's a proestrus, this an estrus, this a mid-estrus, and there's a diestrus. So the thing is, we need to understand about this, how this happened, and to be able to understand that, we need also to understand the physiology about the reproductive system of the cow. So starting the physiology, like the ones that like making the cow pregnant is this reproductive system. So it starts in vulva, which is that's the BGs of the cow, and no, the outer layer of the cow, and that's the inside of it is the vagina, and this is the bladder, the uterine one, and there's a blind pouch, and next to that is a cervix. So this in here is the cervix, which the EB or the thing you will the straw will put them in there. So that's the cervix, and the next of the cervix is the space we call it uterus, and the next of uterus is the uterine horn. So there's a 2 uterine horn, and there's also a 2 oviduct. So oviduct is like a part of the fallopian tube, and it like facing to the we called ovary in here. So that's the ovary. So the thing is like the estrus happened like in the cows. We will see like 1 to 21 days normally, 21 days normally estrus, but there's a window that it will like happen within 18 to 24, depends on how the cows do its cycle. And with the outside factor like there's a weather factor, a health factor, a feed factor, something. So there's a lot of myth about it, but I just observed that it ended up like just 21 days, and within 21 days the EB guys is being like graded not in 21, they are graded in 18 to 24. That's the window, we call that window. So if the cow will come back within 18 to 24, then this EB guys will be like demerit about what they did. So there's no what we call that mock up about like putting the blame about those guys, because those guys are just like also like that's their like livelihood and they make living on it, so they will like perform as much as they can. So it's up to us how we submit the cows, also how we understand the estrus cycle. So I get that female calves, in my own experience, I will not like I will not insist these methods in all of us, because you know I'm not a scientist, but in my own experience I can like share about you how I do it. So I putting the cows in, I submitting the cows as early as I saw the what we call that the pro-estrus sign. So pro-estrus, that's the day like 18 or like after 17 to 21. So the cows will like just start like getting interested and so like making a signs or something, like if there's active group, you know, the active group is like if there's an in-hit cow, there's another in-hit cow, and there's another in-hit cows, and there's another in-hit cows, and there's one cow in here that like turning in her neck towards them. And if they're in the line, so if this is in-hit, this is in-hit, then this is in-hit, then this is an active cow. Now on pro-estrus one, so if this is the active group, so if that is like looking towards them and this is looking towards them, as my experience, this is the like pro-estrus. And in my way I will submit them, I will submit that cow. So mostly the EB technicians cannot see any signs, no rub marks, the pint still there. They will like sometime decline it, but I just like tell them that just like freaking if that cow, because I know what happening in here. I'm the one is in here, so sometimes they're like trying to reject it. But when they do that, because in my own experience doing the EB, like if the cows is not that ready, they will just squeeze your hand. The bomb is squeezing your hand trying to cut it. So the EB guys and the EB technician is not that happy about it. So I just like trying to submit it. I just like freaking if that cow, I will like take the cost of doing it. So after he pulled out the straw, mucus coming out, so this already happening up there. So in the time of pro-estrus, so the pituitary, if there's a correlation, like if this is the reproductive system of the cow, it was related to the brain. So if this is the brain of the cow, there's a tiny particle up there called pituitary gland. So during the pro-estrus, the pituitary gland secretes follicle. Pituitary gland will like during the pro-estrus, pituitary gland will release follicle stimulating hormone, and that follicle stimulating hormone will like causes the ovary to develop the ovary is in there. So that ovary will develop a follicle. So it will develop a follicle like, and a lot of follicle will develop, but only a dominant mature follicle will like make it and become will rupture. And because of that developing of that follicle, the ovary will like releases its estrogen. So when the estrogen is being released, so if this is the estrogen in here, estrogen. So if this orange one is the estrogen, and that's progesterone. So if there is already happening in here, there's already like the follicle stimulating hormone develop the follicle, and it's the estrogen is being released, and the brain again, this brain in here will release the LH. So that's a luteinizing hormone. The lutein because of because of the surging of because of the follicle is like being developed, the estrogen is like concentrated, and it becomes like it causes a luteinizing hormone to surge, and that will like cause the ovarian to rupture and release the egg, and the egg will be cut in here. So there will be like understanding where's the fertilization happen. So fertilization happened in oviduct here, nothing else here in oviduct. So if it hits the uterine horns, it's not possible to develop or like fertilize the egg. So that's what happened. So if the egg will like rupture, go to the fallopian tube, fertilized in the oviduct, and implanted in the uterus, that will be the thing. But the ovulation, that rupture happened in like 21 days. So it's in normal 21 days. So what my theory is, what my myth or the hypothesis is, and it comes up to the result of my practice. So if I submit the cows in the pro-estrus, so there's some theories and some hypothesis that this if we talk about like the chromosomes of male and female, so the what we call that, the egg cell contains some X chromosome. So the female will be like X and X chromosome cells, and the sperm cell contain the X and Y chromosomes. So in the cow, in the cow or in the calves, X and Y will be a bull, and X and X will be a heifer. So there's a myth that they say that this X and Y will be what we call that, this bull carrying X and Y chromosomes. So this Y in here, and this is the X in here. This they call this that a fast swimmer. So they call that as a fast swimmer, and I don't care. I just like read it in science that the DNA of X chromosome, DNA, is more than the DNA of Y chromosome. So it means that like the survival, so this X chromosome will relatively survive longer than the Y chromosome, which is the bull like holding, because the HEIFER is just like having X. So if this X will hit the X chromosome from the cow, if this we will do another illustration, bull and a cow. Well, this is a straw, so that's X and Y, and this is an X. So if this X will hit the X, it will become a female HEIFER. And if this one will hit the X, it becomes a bull. So my theory is like, if this one is like more DNA than the Y chromosome, that can like what we call that, the can survive, or this one will be like a compromised viability, this one in here. So we will like just I just like trying to explain that if I put it in here, this one can stay like around 48 hours, and if I put it in, like, if the cows will be in heat in 21 day 21 day, or day 21, if I put it in day 19 in here, because I already saw a bit of sign. So my the Y chromosome is already like hit here in D19 and died, like travel Y and died, and the X chromosome is still like wandering in here, and 48 hours it's still there in the oviduct, and suddenly there's a rupture happened, and the meat and the fertilize, and it becomes X plus X, because you know the what they call that, the Y is already died. But if I put it in, if I submit it in like estrus, or the ovulation happened in the 21st day, or when the sign is really there, like there's a theory about like a fast swimmer and elongated, and they can just like hit up there, and that's the 50-50 thing. I don't care about elongated or fast swimmer, there's always a 50-50, like they will hit together, and like they swim together towards the oviduct. Some are like lost, some are just like hit in here, and like who the one will hits will be a 50-50 than the compared to my theory that I will put it in advance. Then I got already the X chromosome in here, so waiting for that rupture. But yeah, but if I put it in the really peak in the hit day, then there will be a 50-50 chance with it. So the thing is like after 24 hours, meat estrus will like take over, so the estrogen will like go down, and the rupture happened in here. So in the meat estrus, the site of rupture become the CL, or the corpus luteum. So corpus luteum will secrete the progesterone. So this is the progesterone now. The progesterone will getting higher now after that rupture. Progesterone is a calming hormone, so it will like calm that rupture thingy. So when the corpus luteum will mature, it become the diestrus. So it will like it's in this side in here. So the estrogen will like suppresses also. So in 16 to 18 days, if there's no like changes, so it means that there's already an implantation in here, or there's already the cows is already like pregnant. And I don't know if I tackle everything, but you know, I just like to give a brief idea about what I'm doing in like 3 farms that I have been. First farm, I had 3.1 interest up there, and it's the same. I get that I get the female calves area, and the thing up there also is like I compare it in here, because that one we are using 6 semen and what they call that, we're using cedar. So in here, no 6 semen, no cedar, so just 21 days breeding with the EB, and after it the bull will take over, because I'm pretty confident that even not 21 days I had already my replacement. I completed it. So that's how I work and how I do the job. So I become more efficient, cost effective, and it's all about how we can also like reduce the cost by production, or cost in doing that breeding. So I think mostly I tackle it tonight. So until to the next topic, and as I what you call that, as I said before, that I'm not claiming that we need to implement this kind of system to our farm, because you know, I'm not really a scientist. I'm just like an agriculture practitioner, and I've done this through my practical and theoretical theoretical self experience and self research. But like you can like compare this to a hypothetical, or like you can compare this as a myth, or you can busted this kind of idea, but I already proved it. So there's a correlations about what I'm doing to the myths and to the science. So I will not insist you to like to really apply this, but I already like tested this kind of way of breeding. So the key point is we need to understand the cycle. We need to understand really that what is estrus. Estrus is like composes of 4 parts. There's a pro-estrus, there's a estrus or estrus, there's a mid-estrus and diestrus. And we need also to understand the physiology of the reproductive organ of the cow in relation to the brain, how that hormones interact each other. And we need also to understand that the characteristic of the chromosomes, the X chromosome, X and Y chromosome, and X chromosome is more DNA than Y. And you know, I think I can just like simply say that I prosper about what I'm doing. So it's up to you guys to decide and to have your experiment, because you know, learning is a continuous process, and I encourage you guys to like keep learning, keep experimenting, so we can just like try to benchmark what's really going on. So we just need to be like very careful about not jerking ourselves. Sometimes we just like end up jerking ourselves like figure to figure. We cannot do the maths and science together. Like if we say that, okay, 6 weeks in calv is 50%, then if you like due date in 5th of July, then your 6 weeks is like 5th of July, so the 4 weeks is 5th of August and another, so that's the 20th of August, your 6 weeks. And if you're just 50% in like 6 weeks, then expected that you get like just 50% until August. You cannot say that at the end of July I just like having like 10% of my cows like left, so that's 90%. 6 weeks in calf, if you are like saying that. So sometimes figures, science, maths come together, so if we use that, we can avoid the jerk off. So until next time, see you. Cheers. The thing is like we've done pretty well last year, so this is the result of our breeding. So I will explain you how we get this. So our due date of calving is June 5, and just like bang 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 bang, and all of the heifer calves coming out, and they are just growing. So as of now, we are with the unrecorded herd, so I don't care about putting air tags with them. So I wait for them to grow a little bit, so they will like just drink milk and like have their life before they can have the pain of having an air tag. So this one in here is bumping me. So this year I tried to experiment that the twice a day feeding them. Like, look at this, guys. He's like, you want to do a mahi, you want to do what we call that, hongi, you girl, hongi. Hey, there you go. That's my camera up there. That's my camera up there. Hongi. It's a hongi. This girl is making a hongi. So I love this job. So it's just a passion. Like this time I tried to experiment to keep them inside the barn as long as like 6 weeks. So they're 2 weeks now. They need to stay here for another 4 weeks if the bugs will not come down. So I just like observed last year that when we like trying to let go them in the paddock while it's still winter, they're like burning a lot of their fats to like resist the cold weather. But this time I tried to like keep them intensive, so high milk, high feed, intensive way of rearing them. So I got meals up there at the back, and so these are the oldest one. I got like a week old and a 2-day old and 3-day old up there. So we got a pattern of our job. So this pin in here will be this pin is our receiving pin. So that's the last batch we keep today. There are 5 up there that already have their colostrum, and this pin in here is the training pin. So this guys in here is waiting for me to train them to drink the feeder in here, and they're just like 2 days old, 3 days old up there. And this one in here, they are a mix of 1 week old and 1.5 week, so they are learners. So as we can see, they got a green thingy in their tail. It means that they already knows how to drink and they are independent, so we are just like leaving a milk and they can just have their life drinking. So the rest of my video will be like explaining how we attain this kind of achievement. It's really just an achievement. It's a huge accomplishment. So it is part of our like KPI. So not only for like we calving too quick, like we already 50% today from calving. So not only too quick, but we are like keeping also the first lots of heifers in a short period of time, like the 5th and today is the 20th, so it's just like 15 days keeping them. So I use we do an EB for like 21 days, so I didn't spend a lot of money for it, but you know, I'm pretty assured that before 21 days I already had my Kutahirua Unuti cows. So we got already 160 first, and the Ruati cow, so Ruati cow Jersey bulls. So as you can see, they're pretty happy and like playing each other. So they got also, we also like observe their rights. So we're rearing them, we're like also observing their rights. So another 4 weeks from now they'll be like just running the paddock, and 4 weeks from now they'll be weighing like 80 kg. So as of now, some of them are already like 70 something. So I will update you the rest of our calf rearing. So sure. You guys, I know you make hongy with me, eh? Oh, you hongy with that, huh? So we will count again. So 1 to 10. Sahi, Rua, Tsuru, Fa, Rima, Uno, Fito, Waru, Iwa, Tikaw. So that's numbers of Maori language. So see you.